Hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, hustling, hustling.
Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. We're going to cover all the news, the crypto news for today. The analysis, we're going to look at Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, all that, and then we're going to get into your guys' comments, questions, concerns. Make sure you guys spam that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam the like button. And if you're new here, drop a follow and subscribe. I go live almost every single day, and we're coming out constantly with banger after banger after banger. All right, top story of the day. Bitcoin officially surpasses Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the world. Insane. So Bitcoin is just behind gold and Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia, but Bitcoin, the difference between Bitcoin and Microsoft, not that much. Obviously gold got some more work to do to catch up to that, but the fact that it is just behind Nvidia, like it could pass Nvidia this month, it could pass Apple this month. That's how close things are. It's only the difference in a 50% move, which Bitcoin has already done that in the last 30 days. So it's closer than you might think, I would say. I would argue strongly, okay? Steak and Shake to roll out U.S. Bitcoin payments nationwide. Again, something, not nothing. It's not everything. Everything is something. Nothing is everything, but this is something. So again, the more we are seeing the blend between institutional systems and cryptocurrency, the better for all parties involved. Oregon becomes the 3rd state to pass the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. So that is just one more domino. Oregon is a pretty big state. We got New Hampshire, we have Oregon, and Arizona are the 3 right now. And then there's a lot of other ones that are in the chute as of right now, and we're just seeing domino after domino falling, and it's slowly and then all at once. And that is a live representation of what is happening right now with these governmental Bitcoin strategic reserves being passed. Again, these are their own government agencies, right? They have their own economy, they have their own funding. It is hard to overstate how big of a deal that these states are passing it actually is, but just know it is a big deal. Coinbase launches 24/7 Bitcoin and Ethereum futures trading. Again, this is something. This is something. Not nothing. Fear and greed is at 73. The thing about this is it can definitely be in greed for a little while, and it's just funny to me how quickly things on a dime will just absolutely change. Because, for perspective, 28 days ago when Bitcoin was at $75,000, everyone was telling me that we were going to 30K, we were going to 50K, bull market over, worst bull market of all time. Fear was in the 15s, and then we're not even at all-time highs yet, and we're already at greed. So what I've seen is it's either maximum fear or it's maximum greed. And you rarely get in between there where it actually properly is. People, they flip when we start making all-time highs or getting near it, and that's what we see. So Arizona officially passed the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We talked about this yesterday. Again, Arizona was the other one. Spot Bitcoin ETF inflows are making new all-time highs. Again, this is just showing where institution is heading, where it's at, and we have a good chance of, we'll see where things go. And with that, let's get into the charts and the TA. As of the time of recording, it is May 9th, 2025. Bitcoin is sitting at 103,000, and we've gotten our accumulation, right? We've talked about this until we're blue in the face, but I'll talk about it one more time. This is accumulation. The sign of strength we said was going to be between 95 and 100K. Chop for a little bit and then start your phase E, which is the markup, which will inevitably take us to about $118,000. Here is the textbook schematic. You have your selling climax, your secondary test, and your spring. That is all the bottoming structure. Then you get your sign of strength, which took us to about 95 to 100K. We chopped, and then now we're starting phase E. In my opinion, Bitcoin is a beat or two ahead of the altcoins, and it's starting phase E, and it's got a little bit of resistance to get above here. And I anticipate some back tests. Certainly the 5 hour, we're getting a little bit hot, but any back test we get from now until then, until we break this this uptrend that we're at, in my opinion, are for buying. And super quietly, Bitcoin dominance has broken its uptrend, right? This is a clear break of an uptrend, right? This is definitely a lower low. And let's see if we can turn around and make a lower high. And we talked about Bitcoin being in accumulation, right? This is distribution, and we've been talking about this. We've been waiting for this break. We've been waiting forever for this. Buying climax, up thrust textbook goes higher than the buying climax. UTAD textbook goes higher than the up thrust. This is what we've been waiting for forever. And we finally, in my opinion, confirm phase C. And what I want to see is lower highs and lower lows to continue to play itself out. And then it will be gradually and then all at once into phase E for Bitcoin dominance, which is, we don't need Bitcoin to go to crazy numbers. 118 in reality, if that's all that it's going to be, that's more than enough to get Ethereum to all-time highs. That's more than enough to get XRP, Solana to all-time highs, and everything in that ecosystem. So there's more than enough money to be made. My prediction for Bitcoin is 118 is my low case, 138 is my medium, and 207 is my bull case. Ultimately, I think we're working on that micro 118, or not micro, but medium 118 play right now. All right, let's take a look at the DXY. This has clearly bottomed, in my opinion. The question is, where are we going to go to? My prediction is at 102, 103, and then we're going to roll back over. The DXY measures the strength of the US dollar, of course. And Ethereum is definitely catching up to Bitcoin. We've talked about this a lot, but I've said that many times for the last month that Bitcoin is a beat or two ahead of Ethereum. And we even talked about this yesterday. On the top is Ethereum. On the bottom is Bitcoin. You have your downtrend. You have your accumulation for Bitcoin. You have your accumulation. You break the downtrend and you chop sideways. You break the downtrend, you chop sideways before starting your sign of strength, which for Bitcoin took you to the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Ethereum getting to the 618 Fibonacci retracement would be about 3,300. I'm in an active long right now on Ethereum. I have de-risked a lot of that position, and I'm going to be riding the rest of it to 3,300. We will see. Again, any pullbacks that we get from now until we break this downtrend, which we've clearly have broken the downtrend and are now in an uptrend. Any pullbacks we get, in my opinion, in the altcoins and in Bitcoin are absolutely for buying. For buying. Absolutely, positively, okay? When we look at the total market cap, same thing, just a beat behind Bitcoin starting the sign of strength. Looking very good. I would say the total market cap is almost to the 618. Yes, so the total market cap is actually caught up to the 618. When we look at others, even a little bit beat behind. The 618 would take you to about 350 billion. So ultimately, like, they're all kind of in the same flavor of the move. The total's a little bit ahead, Ethereum's a little bit behind, others is a little bit behind, but they're all kind of in that same move where Bitcoin is already starting the phase E, where a lot of the coins are starting their sign of strength. But basically, they're all in that same sort of flavor. The markets are looking really good. It's a little bit overheated in my opinion, but things can be overheated, especially, how Bitcoin likes to move. And we've talked about this a lot. When Bitcoin breaks a downtrend, it is grueling and then suddenly. You have a downtrend over here. It's slow, grueling downtrend. You break it, slow, grueling up, and then it is violently and all at once. This is what Bitcoin does. So I'm not predicting we're in the violently and then all at once phase, but that is the next phase Make no mistake about it. So for me, I'm not playing around. I'm not going to be greedy. I've already made really good positions. I rode my long from Bitcoin from 78K all the way up to 97. I'm in a long on Ethereum right now from 1788, I believe it is. Yeah. So there you go. From 1788, 3x long. Still currently in this. So I've made my positions, and I'm going to be looking to add to these positions when and if we get pullbacks to me or for buying. But let me know in the comments what you guys think.